Hi, it's Anna with Create Your Future. In today's video, I have an amazing specific person success story for you from one of my clients. Before we begin, if you would like to book a session with me, please check the link in the description below. And we are giving away 3 free sessions to 3 different people once we hit 100,000 subscribers. And the way you can enter the giveaway is by telling us in the comments something that you have manifested using the principles that we teach here at Create Your Future. So I'm going to write the email of my client for you and then go deeper in explaining how she did it. Hi, Anna. It has been a while since we talked, but remember when you told me that you once tried to manifest an SP and you could not get him out of your mind, so you did everything to affirm, affirm, affirm. This is how it was for me. First, I worked on my self-concept, which was really the issue here. Then, even if it felt completely unreal at the beginning, I affirmed that my SP has time for me. He loves me, he thinks about me, and he wants to be with me. I am trying to keep this short, but at some point I woke up and the affirmations did not feel like sentences. They felt more like natural thoughts. I was excited. My specific person went on a holiday. A day before he wanted to visit me, but then he canceled because he had to take care of his son again and also wanted to spend more time with him. I noticed that when he told me he is going to visit me, the next thought I had was, well, yeah, I don't think so because something with your son will be between this. And so it was. Assumptions. When he canceled, I had to laugh. He asked me if I am upset with him now, and he really wishes that I understand that. He will come as soon as he has time. Well, my story of him was he never has time, he's not able to manage his time, blah, blah, blah. It became clearer and clearer for me what I was manifesting here. So he went on a holiday and I decided to go in no contact. I won't call him, I won't text him, I am going to affirm. Because usually I call him because he forgets, because he's so busy with his work. My old story again. Yesterday he called asking me, hey, why are you not calling me? Is everything okay? I said, yes, sure. You said you catch up with me when you have time and you are back. Honestly, that he called me and thought about me was the movement I needed to keep me motivated, because sometimes it is very hard. When he has time, and he replied, maybe in 2 years. He laughed. It was a joke, of course. I said, well, I cannot promise you that I am going to wait that long. Coming from my new self-concept, boom, great job. He replied, and I don't think I can wait that long to see you. To be continued, love, client. So as you could hear, the word time was mentioned a lot of times. So the old story of this client was that, of course, he doesn't have time for her. And that usually comes from, I am not a priority. And that is when I work with self-concept. For example, why wouldn't he have time for you if you are important, if you are a priority? And that story needs to be changed, of course. If you have a similar story that your SP has more important things than you, and it's it annoys you, or in some cases it even causes you pain, you need to change the story. And here at some point she says it felt completely unreal in the beginning to affirm this, to affirm that my specific person has time for me. And it will. In the beginning, it is like that. It doesn't matter what you're manifesting. If you are affirming for a situation to change, it means that new situation is not yet natural for you. So in the beginning, it feels unreal. It might feel delusional. It might feel like, what am I doing? It's so not true. And it's okay, it's normal. But when you keep telling that story, with time, you get so used to it that, as my client said here, at some point, one of the first changes that you see in your manifestation is inside you. At some point, your affirmations become your thoughts. It becomes natural. It happens to me too. When I manifest new things and I affirm, I do whatever I do, at some point I catch myself in thinking the affirmations, and it's like, whoa, a couple of months ago, I didn't think these thoughts naturally. I had to maybe even force myself to affirm it in the beginning because it's so unnatural. It's so not your story, but you have to make it yours. You have to make the story yours on the inside. And then when that change happens, when your thoughts naturally start to change and the new story becomes dominant, because it becomes dominant when you keep repeating it, then and only then you will see movement and changes on the outside. Until it is changed on the inside, it cannot change on the outside. Your physical world, your 3D, only follows what's inside you. It's the mirror of your inner world, of your thoughts, of your imagination, of whatever you're doing the most in your mind. Now, something else that she did, and this is a great one, in the beginning, when she speaks about an SP, that usually when you're manifesting an SP, you cannot get them out of your head. It's rare that you don't think about them a lot. So a good way of changing the old story is, of course, repetition. And the more you repeat the new story and the less you repeat the old story, the quicker it's going to come, meaning the quicker you're going to change the story. And that is exactly what you want. So when you're manifesting something that you're really passionate about, for example, your SP, you are already thinking about them a lot. And if you let your mind think whatever it wants to, it is going to automatically go to the old story because it's used to the old story. Your mind is used to the old story. It knows. It's effortless. And especially if you have history with your specific person, there is a story. And if you're manifesting a different outcome, chances are you don't like that story. So my tip is, whenever you think about your SP, before you even realize what you're thinking about, just so you don't let your mind do its thing and automatically go to the old story, you stop it and you affirm. For that, you have to first decide what it is that you want to manifest, of course, so that you know what to affirm, so that you're ready. Whenever the thought comes up, unless it's pleasant, then you just stop it, whatever thought it is, and you affirm your new story. That way, you are going to stop the old story from being repeated in your mind over and over again, and you start telling the new story. This is when resistance comes up in the beginning, but there are ways to deal with resistance. So if you feel resistance, it's not bad. It's just your old thoughts fighting with the new thoughts. It's the old story saying, oh my God, what is she or he doing? I don't know this story. She says he loves me. He says she loves me. Maybe good, but I don't know this. This is unknown reality. So I'm going to fight it so they stop telling the story. That's what resistance is. So whenever you stop the thought and affirm, after a while, you will have told the new story more than the old story. And that is when the new story, your affirmations become dominant and they become your natural thoughts. And that is when you have changed the story and you have changed your self-concept in relation to whatever you're manifesting. So persistence is key. Persistence pays off. Even though it looks like it's not happening, even though it looks like it's not moving, you never know what is happening in the background. This client went from not having her specific person not having time for her not being a priority, to him calling and saying, what is wrong? Why aren't you calling you? And I can't wait long to see you. So definitely persist, even though it looks like nothing is happening. I always say, remember that you actually don't know. You can't know what is happening in their mind. Things can be changing in their mind that you physically cannot see, and it's okay. So whenever you start spiraling down that nothing is happening, it's not moving, it's not working, what am I doing wrong? Just remind yourself that things could be changing in their mind that I, of course, cannot see. But if I persist in my assumption, in my new assumption, I am going to see the movement. And the last thing I want to point out here, she says at some point that she went no contact. When the situation is such that it messes with your mind and with your focus and with your work, in manifestation work, I often suggest that my clients go no contact, like without being rude, without creating problems. But if, for example, say you're always the one reaching out and they never are, and that goes on your nerves, because, you know, that's, again, a story. If I don't reach out, they never will, which means I'm not that important. I'm not as important to them as they are to me. That is not a great story to have in a romantic relationship. So in that case, I always suggest that you don't contact them. Don't, because until you change your assumptions, that is what is going to happen. And it messes with your mind. Unless you're able to not react, then it's okay, do whatever you do. But if it messes with your mind, you dwell on the fact that you're always the one reaching out, you start questioning your worth, you start questioning your importance to them, it's better to not contact them, leave them alone so that they leave you alone, so that you can work in peace. You work with your thoughts, you work with your story, you change that story, and then if it's needed that you reach out to them to manifest them, you will. You won't miss the chance. Otherwise, they will reach out, something will happen, you will come together. So always remember, your work is an inside job. You don't change them, but you don't change them, but you change your assumptions about them and your assumptions about you. Keep persisting. So I hope this helped. I hope this inspired you. And again, if you would like to book a session with me, you can do it from the link in the description below. And remember to enter the giveaway. Have a beautiful day.